Went through and everything. Fireworks were up in the air and everything. Like, I loved it. I love fireworks and everything.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to the Do It Talk episode 3. We got some lovely people on this wonderful chats that are ready to get down to business. Let's meet these wonderful people. On the top, we got Wayne.
What's going on, guys? Good to see you again. What's up, doers out there in the chat? How's everyone doing? Thanks for joining.
In the top middle, we got Josh.
Hello.
Beautiful, beautiful. On the top right, we got Riley, Bulldog Mac.
What's going on, guys? Looking forward to being here for the podcast. Looking forward to get started.
And on the bottom right, we got Mr. The Zona Monsters.
What's up, Zona Nation?
All right, can't wait to get into this episode. We got a little bit to talk about. Well, how many of us went to the Monster Jam
Superstar Challenge.
Thank you, Wayne.
Put your hands up.
Oh,
Oh, Josh. Oh, Josh, you too? No way.
Okay, so, well, Wayne, would you like to discuss what you saw already? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was an incredible time at the Superstar Challenge. I'll pull up the results here for you guys, but It was a great time. I think some of the highlights I'll start off with before we get into the results is the pit party was incredible. I never got to go to Sam Boyd, but to me, that's probably what a Sam Boyd pit party was like. Incredible stuff. We had great teams, 16 trucks, which we used to have as a regular lineup. It was a great time, but the pit party is awesome. They had a big motor zone as an official name. I'm just butchering it. We had a whole play area for kids and adults as well. And then you had the 16 trucks you could go walk up to, and a big main stage where they had an actual concert, which I haven't ever seen at a pit party, which was pretty dope. We'll go ahead and go over to the standings here. And freestyle, well, I guess I'm starting opposite. I'm looking for racing. Okay, racing. So in the semifinals, Megalodon defeated Monster Mutt and Gravedigger defeated Thunder Roris. Tyler Meninga versed Todd LeDuc and Megalodon, and Tyler was able to defeat Todd into the best trick competition. Tyler did this incredible moonwalk off the backflip. He was able to carry out a nose wheelie all the way to basically a jammer and do a backflip. Was insane with a 9.649. And your freestyle winner, no shock, Tyler Meninga with a 9.131. What an event. He swept. And then our overall event champ, which is really Tyler, did not end up getting what we would like to call a MVP award. It goes to whichever team wins. So the other team won, and Tristan England was your MVP. So quite a event. Team Neon won with 189 points. I thought it was awesome. What did you guys think about it?
Totally.
it was insane.
Crazy. The best show.
Raleigh, you were there. What was your partake?
It was insane. Like, even being there to begin with was mind-blowing to me because, Anaheim is just such a great stadium. I never thought I'd be able to go out there for a Monster Jam show. I had never even been to California, in my life either. So it was super awesome being there. The pit party was insane. It was so fun getting to hang out with everyone and meet all the drivers and everything. Just like Wayne said, I have never been to Sam Boyd either, but for the most part, that's what I imagine that those pit parties were like. So that was really fun. And then as for the actual show, it was awesome. Tyler Meninga winning all 3 competitions just goes to show you how amazing of a driver he is. And like just in general, all the moves that we saw at that show were so crazy. Like there were so many wow moments, so many saves. During the best trick competition, we saw like so many different creative moves that I don't really think anybody saw coming at all. Like you had that insane move by Tyler that got the win. The reverse backflip from Adam Anderson. We haven't seen one of those in years, so that was definitely shocking to see as well. And yeah, Team Neon, regardless of Tyler winning all the competitions, got the overall win. I kind of had a feeling they would after racing. They had such a big gap because so many Team Neon trucks made it far. So yeah, I kind of had a feeling that they would. But yeah, I had a great time for sure. One of the best shows I've been to in a while.
I can't complain. Mrs. Zona Monsters, you don't live too far from California, so I know it's near your neck of the woods. Well, I know you were there too. What was your take on it?
Yeah, easily the best show of the year, and honestly, I would go back to that weekend. That weekend was so much fun. The pit party. Well, I never been to a Sandboard Vegas before, but from what I've heard, it was very similar, like a Vegas style pit party. Pit party was pretty fun, and then the event was amazing. Like once all the trucks went through and everything, fireworks were up in the air and everything. Like I loved it. I love fireworks and everything. And then Tyler, he swept all the events and everything. But at the end of the day, Team Neon, they surprisingly they did it, and Tristan Alien got the MVP award, which was pretty cool of him.
I think
Awesome.
one of the highlights, TJ, was the intros. Just an incredible introduction. I've never seen one that good in person. The fireworks, the pyro, the song choice, all the trucks coming out, all the drivers standing up for the national anthem and then waving to everybody. It was really good. It was like classic intros with a modern touch. It was great. Shout out to Muldance and shout out to all the Feld workers.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that intro brought it back to, for me at least, brought it back to the good old days. All the drivers staying on the tire, looking, paying respects to the flag and all that national anthem. It was amazing. Good to see that. Still a little bit upset. You had 16 plus drivers there, and only 14 were actually in the event, and you had two captains. But I'm okay with that. I thought it was pretty good. They made a little bit of rivalry for Neon and Nitro up against each other. It brought back a lot of it brought back a little bit old, but also a little bit new, which my opinion, it worked out very smoothly. I will say this, since I was the only one in this group to actually go to Las Vegas for World Finals, it definitely was pretty good. It was on that caliber for the people that haven't gone. Not much was missed between the two. It was definitely what I would call a good, even though it's not a World Finals, a good event that was held at a World Finals caliber.
That's awesome.
So, on to the next topic. What about the Tom Mentz momentum backflip?
Woo! Oh man, like I was worried about Tom. He did an extra run up, which you usually don't see.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to one of my buddies, and Tom was supposed to hit a certain mile an hour heading up to the ramp, but there was a limited amount of room. Plus, it was very slippery out there, I heard. So, not to mention the ramp also gave in a bit, so it gave a really hard twist, and that was just rough. I don't know, man. What do you think, Riley?
I think the idea was cool, but obviously, as you guys saw, it was not executed to plan whatsoever. I feel like for the most part, like everything that could have gone wrong with it did. Like everything starting from just not Tom having enough room to get his momentum started to hit it, and then that tough landing on top of the stunt truck. That was a little bit scary to see. I was definitely relieved that he was okay after that, thankfully, but yeah, it was a cool idea, just not executed how they wanted it to.
Mr. Zona Monsters.
Well, I'll admit the stunt was pretty cool, but I was kind of worried after what happened in the stunt because I was like, oh shoot, like is Tom okay? Like is Tom gonna like be good like during the event? I was worried about Tom, but at the end of the day, Tom was still good. I mean, sucks that he lost in round 1 racing. And then skills, he's trying to attempt that moon flip he did last year in Wolf Finals, but couldn't. And for freestyle, he couldn't go to first gear, and he had an all right freestyle. But end of the day, Tom Mintz still the GOAT.
Yeah, Josh, did you see any of it yet? Okay, I'll show it to you in a second. Yeah, usually Tom Mintz does the three up and down real quick to test it, and then he'll do a 3 or 4 rev, and then he'll
I've seen
his style basically of his preparations or whatever.
Maximum moonwalk, right?
I thought it was going to be a front momentum front flip. I was kind of surprised it was a momentum backflip because they already kind of do backflips. Why would you want to make a momentum backflip? But it was pretty cool. The landing on the chassis, I mean, everyone felt that. The worst part about it was they did that before the event. Like, you have a chance of getting hurt. Why take the risk at the beginning of the event? Well, they don't do encores anymore. That's they call it a stunt. That is the main reason right there why they don't to have it at the end of the event. Let me pull it up real quick. Go ahead, Wayne. Fill us in a little bit
on the stunt.
Yeah, anything extra you want to add to it?
Okay, well, I mean, it was pretty wild. I've never seen a truck land onto a truck like that. The only time I seen that really was Carl Van Horn back in the day in New Orleans landing on Tom Mentz's truck parked on the track. That was wild.
2013.
This was just wild though. So TJ's gonna pull up a video right here, courtesy of Avengers Racing. Let's see what happens here. So Tom Mentz, he's doing his run-ups and he's ready to do his stunt.
Yeah,
he has to hit a certain mile an hour, so I think it's in the 30s, I believe, or the 40s.
He had to get a 35, 40.
This is Tom and Thunder Wars.
Yes, This is Tom and Thunder Wars.
Yep. So just strapping in probably right now, getting ready, and the gas. Ramp brakes right before he gets the tires completely off of it, so it kind of messes him up. And that was just wild.
Wayne yelling.
I'll show one more time.
Sure. Give it a pause right before he hits the ramp. Or put in slow-mo. I mean, it's really wild. What do you guys think about that? So right there, you can see that one of the sides don't work as well. Roblox moment.
He would have saved it right there, but they shut him off immediately.
He could have saved it, but
mainly because of safety reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that was wicked.
So yeah, Josh, since you just saw it, what's
your thoughts?
What's your thoughts?
Well, what was the plan? Was he trying to jump over all of those trucks, or?
Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to do a backflip over 2 of those trucks.
Oh,
but what happened is half the ramp sort of broke, and he didn't hit enough speed.
So because I was wondering why he got to the gas super late, because usually that means they're trying to kick the rear out from under them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just looks like it was either miscalculation or like some faulty air.
You can see that it's wet. It's kind of muddy.
So, that's scary though. Landing like that on another truck, you could have anything protrude through those windows. You never know what's gonna happen. So,
chassis on chassis. See if I can pause it right there. I thought I saw something interesting.
It looks cool.
Definitely looks cool.
So the slamming of the ramp, they actually put tires underneath that so it doesn't make the little poof, the loud noise that it's supposed to make. That's how you know it engages right, or for at least for when they do a front flip. For when Tom did a front flip before. So that was what threw me off when I heard it. Was I didn't hear the poof, so I thought completely the ramp just wasn't working right. And then I love the fireworks. They always have the fireworks, but yeah,
I kept replaying the like RAI moment. It sounded like drums.
Yeah, that's stage 4 in it. Yeah, the engines revved up high enough while they shut them off. Yeah. Okay, so after a few minutes of that fun, I mean, that was still, I still can't believe he almost pulled it off. He was close. He kind of missed her, but just a little bit for what I felt like. We got some Ritz over there. So, on to the next subject. Wayne, what's our next subject?
I don't personally know. I don't have the notepad in front of me, but I'll give it a gander real quick. Up next, we got. Well, I guess we could talk about one more thing for the Superstar. What was your guys' favorite freestyle? If it wasn't Tyler, who do you think was
Jim
runner up?
Kohler, yeah!
We're gonna have to let him go with it.
I'm deaf.
Go ahead, Max.
Bro, Jim's Cole's run. It reminded me of 2011 Jim Cole. I was like, oh my God, this is a Jim Cole that I remember watching back in the day when he did that save and then he did that endo front flip. I was like, I was losing my marbles.
Love it. High energy is
Incredible.
always good. Yeah,
Incredible.
I have to agree. I mean, he not only did he do that with only rear wheel drive,
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah, I mean, he didn't get the air that you expect Jim Kohler to get, but I mean, he was still hitting it. I mean, geez, that run, 2 flips, 2 saves, and the flips were saves. They weren't even just like, oh, let's do a backflip. No, he just rolls. I mean, what we eat. So yeah, I mean, I was impressed by Jim Kohler's run. It definitely felt like the old Jim just shining right there back in the olden days. I mean, he still does good now. He's not that old to where you think, oh, it's Jim. He's gonna run around a little bit. No, he brings it every time he's out there on the track. Besides him, I would have said Tom Mentz's freestyle was actually good, even though he only did it in first gear. I don't know if he was out there and it slipped. What broke? I don't know, but he did his run in first gear. I believe he did a backflip in first gear, right?
yes, he did.
Which I think that's the only ever first gear backflip I've ever seen, which is pretty cool. Because I don't even think, I mean, he barely made that too. And also doing that after he did the stunt at the beginning. Yeah,
Wild.
Tom had a lot of work.
He had his work cut out for him.
Yeah.
I think someone that shined a lot this event, I don't know if people have talked about her much, but Jamie Sullivan did a great job. She did an incredible job. I know a lot of people sleep on her, but she did a great job for the Superstar. She did 2 mini flips. She was like, screw it, we're going to go for it. Got some huge air off the backside ramp by the backflip. And it was just very good wow moment. And then Cameron Murphy had a great run going for him as well. Crashed out early. A lot of people crashed out early. Lindsey Reed had a crazy rollover. Colt Stevens had a crazy crash. Tristan England had a wild finish. He was able to save it. Almost rolled over on the backflip. So I guess one of the runner-ups would probably be Jamie Sullivan, maybe, or I don't know. Maybe Camden.
She didn't do best trick, so unfortunately that was the weird thing. Only 3 of each team did a best trick, and they got full points for it, even though no one else was just like racing. They got the points for racing and climbing it or winning the brackets. It's the same. Only 3. It was weird. So, but yeah, I would say a sleeper, that was the sleeper pick of Monster Jam was Jimmy Sullivan, and I can't wait to see, because that was her first stadium event that I know of ever. So
4th.
4th? Oh
yeah, she did 3 in October. Yeah.
Oh,
wow, this guy's not keeping up.
Not keeping up. I can't keep up with all of them.
Hey, you're busy. You're a busy working man. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'll try.
No problem.
So yeah, I don't. Besides her and Caleb Blood, kind of got screwed a little bit. Her run, I believe, and did she? I don't remember anymore. Did she break or something?
Yeah.
She crashed.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I
No,
thought.
she crashed. She braked. She
Who
something
we talking
froze.
about?
She braked.
She
She
had
braked, like she pressed the brake pedal, Max.
she had electrical issues in racing, which is such a
Are we
pain.
talking about Caitlin?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
said.
I thought we were talking about Jamie.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she braked. She broke it in.
She had electrical problems. I don't even know if they actually fixed it. It just survived long enough in freestyle, and then she just, my opinion, I don't think she really broke anything. Like you can't see anything, but she knew something was wrong. She didn't like it, and it sent her away.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, I guess we
Oh,
can talk about, unless Riley's got something to add. Who
Well, I
would
was
you
just gonna
for?
say my thoughts on it too. So like, I would like to be unique, but I think unfortunately I'm gonna have to agree that if it wasn't Tyler winning freestyle, I'd have to say Jim Kohler too. That was honestly probably the best freestyle run I've ever seen Jim have in person. I've been to like a number of stadium shows, especially the last couple of years, but I've never really. It's just always worked out to where I haven't seen Jim that much. So for me, that was like one of the best runs I've seen him have in person. And then yeah, Jamie Sullivan with the back-to-back mini flips, that was definitely unexpected. I think Tristan England and Todd LeDuc, they both had pretty good runs as well. Todd started
Yeah.
off with a bang like right away. I think it was like his first or second hit. He already had that save, and then had a pretty good run after that. I think he crashed with like maybe 20 seconds left, so he didn't completely fill the time, but still a solid run. And then that crash by Colt Stevens as well. That was a pretty hard crash. How like the bottom of the truck like hit the over under ramp and just rotated after that. He definitely felt that in the morning. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And I just want to mention, since we mentioned the LeDukes, we want to give our condolences from the Do It Boys and all of our buddies to Kyle LeDuc, who unfortunately passed away recently. And Todd LeDuc was still there driving, so it was incredible for him to be there. And your families and our thoughts and prayers here at the Do It Boys.
Yes, sir. And he almost won racing. He was doing it for his brother,
Doing
for
it
sure.
for Kyle.
Yep.
So just wanted to say rest in peace to Kyle LeDuc, and thank you for all that you did for that industry. And Todd, thank you for all that you've done for Monster Jam. It's been incredible so far. So I will skip around on the topics before we get to another type. So I think this is the real like last monster truck topic. Then we'll get into NASCAR and NFL. Tristan England recently has been announced in a new truck. He's going to be driving a brand new identity. TJ, if you could pull up the images for the Do It people out there.
Let me put you at solo right now.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's a partnership with JCB, which is basically a not construction company, but they sell all types of different equipment. You'll see shortly. Right there, you could see JCB sponsored. I forgot. It's modeled after one of their very successful models. It's their first ever something. Let's see. I can't find it. I'm looking in here. What do you guys think? We'll start with you, Riley.
Yeah, I think that looks amazing. Like the render is pretty cool. It's obviously a body style that we've never seen before, which they've been coming out with a ton of those in recent years. Like obviously, this year we had Thunder Roris, which was a body style we had never seen, and now this awesome looking truck. So I really like it. I'm looking forward to see what it looks like in person too. That's going to be insane. I feel like it's one of those things where like you have to see that in person to really totally get a perspective on how it looks. But yeah, that looks really cool in my opinion. And I'm also really happy for Tristan too. He's been putting a lot of hard work in. He won he won racing at World Finals this year, won MVP at Superstar. So I'm really happy for him. I think it's about time that he finally gets the recognition he deserves. And he's finally in stadium. So that's going to be really cool to see.
Yeah, just wanted to make a little comment here before we get to next thoughts. Reading right now that the name Digatron is the truck name, and it'll make a debut in January at the Alamodome in San Antonio, which will be the city for a new JCB factory as well.
Oh wow.
So excited to see that. And there's also Monster Jam fans and their family, which I think was a big factor into putting this in. It says Alice Bamford, who's a daughter of the chairman. Anthony Bamford said, "Our family's delighted by the partnership. Otis is the original Monster Jam fan in the family, and it's incredible to join forces." So they got Monster Jam fans as, you know, their kids, and I think that's a big factor into what brought this together. Their kids bugging them, can we maybe get a design of Monster Jam? That'd be so cool. And then this came about. So exciting.
Yeah, I do like the body. I think it's pretty cool. I want to see that how that front looks in real life, because the pictures look good, and the name is it. What's the name come from, Wayne? Does it actually like say is that like their style or what they call one of their
Well,
machines?
I read somewhere that the truck's designed after a very successful model.
Okay.
I don't remember where I saw it.
Because Gigatron sounds a little bit getting close to like Dragonoid, like the ending a little bit, in my opinion. This is, I mean, obviously it's a little different for because Noid and Tron, but it's just trying.
No, I get it. I see where you're going with it.
Also, because that's kind of funny that his first race of the first debut of the truck is going to be the first race of his first event of the season, which he is also going to be on a stadium tour next year, which is awesome. I'm proud and glad that he's going to be on the stadium tour. Can't wait to see what he's going to do, because it's going to be a fun tour.
And he's on Tom's tour. It's going to be a good time. It's Tyler, Tom, Tristan. I think that's maybe the big three. We'll see. But you can't forget about the independents like Nick Pag and all these other awesome people. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited, man. It's gonna be fun.
Nick's gonna do really good this year.
He's gonna cook.
He's gonna cook.
He's gonna cook.
He's going to the World Finals and SoFi next year. I know it. I can see it.
I hope so. That'd be really cool. He really missed out this year. Feld decided not to bring him in when he had one of his best seasons all time. So whatever.
Main reason he didn't have an overall win, and that's
spelled
what it was.
Sure. Anyhow, we'll go ahead and get out monster trucks here. We'll start with NASCAR. TJ, we were talking about this. You were in Vegas. I was supposed to come with you, but I ended up making a last-minute decision to go to Phoenix for the championship race. We had 4 final contenders. I brought Max Zamudio, Mr. Zona Monsters, and he had his big hat, and I got to show him all around. Max, first of all, we'll ask you, what did you think about NASCAR as a first-time fan?
Well, I know when we last did this, when we talked about NASCAR, I wasn't really into it because I'm not big into NASCAR, but since when I went to this NASCAR championship race, it was actually pretty cool. Like what Wayne said, like when we got tickets to the show, we went to like this like little mini pit party, like you can see like some NASCAR like cars and stuff, which was pretty cool. And so, but for the whole event, it was pretty cool. And we also got to witness Kevin Harvick's final run of his season, so that was pretty cool to see. And who won? Who won?
Chastain.
Yeah, pretty cool driver.
The watermelon guy.
I like it. I like it when you guys a watermelon, he just throws it off the floor. That's pretty chill.
Yeah, he's a chill guy. I think what else was there? Shout out to Zona Monsters for getting jump scared by the fireworks during the national anthem.
They were loud, but I liked it. I liked it.
Did you wear earplugs?
No, well, we brought AirPods. I mean, it was very loud. Like wear some earplugs.
They used to be louder.
Yeah,
they were 900 plus horsepower. They used to be loud.
If I take you to a truck race, Mr. Zona, your ears are gonna bleed.
Oh, All right, man.
Yeah. So it was a great race. We had the final four. Kevin Harvick was not in the final four, surprisingly, but he did have a pretty decent run. He got a top 10 for his last race in NASCAR. And Ross Chastain ended up taking the win. But we had an incredible race. It was really clean, not a lot of wrecks. There were probably 2 or 3 wrecks, if that, and they weren't even like multiple car crashes, 1 or 2, which was crazy. I expected a lot more. William Byron was doing really incredible the first stage of the race, but once pit lane came and strategy came in to change the cars around, it seemed that Byron wasn't the fastest anymore, and it was really a 3-4 car battle the whole day. Christopher Bell, unfortunately, had his brakes go out or a tire go flat and
Blew a
hit
brake
the wall.
rotor.
Yeah, blue
Yeah,
fake
that
rotor.
ended his entire day. That was such a shame. But after that, which was like really the first stage, second stage time, it was a battle for the top 3. So incredible race. And then Ross Chastain comes out of nowhere, basically the second stage into the final one, and absolutely dominates, I would say. Ends up taking the race win. And he did not get much coverage at all. He didn't get any coverage after winning the race, which is crazy. And apparently during the race, there was also a lot of bumping between Ross and someone else that I didn't actually see. So
Blaney.
Ryan Blaney, yeah.
Blaney ran him over.
that's crazy. I mean, I was watching. It's hard to keep up when you have all the cars going around. And I was on the NASCAR app listening to in-car radio, but I just didn't catch it. So I saw after the race, I was like, huh? That's
This
crazy.
thing was blocking him, yeah. He was
Yeah.
just using the arrow. It was Blaney took exception to being held up with the other cars catching him.
Well, I don't blame him.
Blaney was so fast. He
He
was
was
the best car.
extremely.
Yeah, he was the best car. Had a couple chances to get by Chastain, but running behind people is just so hard that any opportunity he had just kind of went away. That last caution, he was putting a move on Chastain, and that brought it down to pits, which actually gave Larson his best chance at winning it. But ultimately, Ryan Blaney was able to take the win, or well, second place, but the championship.
Yeah, and I think if Ryan wasn't as much of a sweetheart, he probably could have got Ross out of the way. But I
He
wouldn't want to
tried.
risk.
He
Yeah,
definitely
he
tried.
tried.
I wouldn't want to risk a championship like that. So
Nope.
I
Roger
I get,
Penske came over the mic and told him to calm it down.
dude, I would too, man. I wouldn't want to risk it. If you could take second place and take the championship, that's a win in my book.
Yeah, I mean, the final four always expect the other competitors to at least give them a little bit of space and run them cleanly. I mean, Ross just runs people just aggressive, like
hard, man.
Yeah, he reminds me of like Dale Earnhardt. Oh shoot, I can't. I want to guess Kevin Harvick kind of when he was like early on, or when Kevin Harvick was in the Nationwide
RCR.
Series. Yeah, RCR. Yep.
By the way, for all of the Monster Jam fans out there still in tune right now, and haven't started bleeding out of the ears for hearing about circle racing, Morgan Kane was at the race. He works for Team Penske, and Morgan Kane was there. So, as someone was saying, I think TJ, he's 2 for 2 with championships.
2 for 2. Yep, he joined Penske 2020, I think during COVID, or something like that. And when he's not doing or hosting Monster Jam events like World Finals, he's there working on or doing something for Penske. I really don't know what he does. I just know he works for Penske, and he was there when Joe Logano won last year, and Ryan Blaney this year. A little upset Ryan Blaney won, but I do like Ryan Blaney. He's pretty cool, and he's a nice dude. So
he's the mullet man. You gotta love him.
Yeah. Hendrick all the way, sorry.
Well, that was Phoenix. Riley, what are your thoughts?
As for the actual race itself, I don't think it was the most exciting race, but like honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like for the championship race, you don't necessarily need that. Like I feel like just a straightforward race, the best driver wins of the 4. Typically the winner of the race is the winner of the championship. This year, I believe was the first time since they implemented this format back in 2014 where the winner of the race was not the champion. So that was definitely interesting to see. But yeah, I would say the first two stages, it was pretty clear that William Byron had the faster car. But as the track changed, as it got darker out, well, I mean, it wasn't dark, but like as the weather was changing, his car seemed to fade. And then it was pretty clear in the third stage that Ryan Blaney had the faster car. They got that caution at the end that gave an opportunity for Kyle Larson and William Byron to try and beat Ryan Blaney out of the pits. Larson was able to do it, and then he was only able to hold Blaney off for a couple laps before he could pretty easily get by him. It wasn't too difficult, and then at that point, it was pretty much over. There was no way that Kyle Larson was going to be able to get back by him. So I'm not necessarily a Ryan Blaney fan by any means, but it was pretty cool to see him win the championship. He's a cool guy. I am a Ross Chastain fan, however, so
Watermelon Man.
It was pretty interesting to see how aggressive he was racing him. He raced him cleanly. He never put the bumper to Blaney, even after he did to him. He never tried to get his revenge back at him, try to hit him with his car or wreck him or anything like that. He still raced him cleanly, just very hard and aggressively. And I think it's pretty clear that he raced him more aggressively than anybody else would. I know at one point in the final stage, it was Chastain, Blaney, and Martin Truex Jr. that were battling for the lead. And you could see a pretty clear difference between Chastain and Truex, how they drove when they were around one of the championship 4 competitors. So I don't necessarily blame Ryan Blaney for being a little upset with it, but at the end of the day, that's the way that Ross Chastain drives, and I just don't think he's ever going to be able to change that. So, but as a Chastain fan, I was glad to see him finally break through and get his second win of the season and finally bring some momentum into next year.
Where Kyle Busch finished.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Womp, womp. And just want to mention how crazy the truck race was.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about Xfinity, but I know the truck race was insane.
Horrible.
Xfinity was horrible.
Why don't you talk?
No. The truck race
overview.
was horrible.
Give a little overview, Josh.
Just wrecks. So Carson Hocevar is a very aggressive driver. Makes some decisions that are not very smart. He gets into people. He wrecks them and just very, very aggressive. Well, with I think 30 to go, I believe Corey Haim was the championship leader at the time, and he got into Haim's bumper, and it actually wrecked him, and it cost him the race. So with 3 to go or 4 to go, Haim just drove Hocevar straight into the fence and wrecked them both, and actually took the championship away from Grant Enfinger.
That's crazy.
Just completely changed the race. He got penalized for it, fined for it. And there's just a bunch of wrecks. It was embarrassing, honestly. Like it just was not a good product.
Who won the Xfinity series?
My boy Cole Custer.
That's who it was. Yeah,
that's right.
Cole
that
did.
was actually a good race. Cars where you could pass,
Okay, and Cole
was
was funny after he won. He was just down in beers.
Yeah,
he's the beer man. Beer, Sam Boyd beer guy, beer. If anybody knows that in YouTube land. Anyhow, guys, that was NASCAR weekend. It was fun. Now let's get to the topic I know you guys are most passionate about.
Oh boy,
and I'm not the best at, but I still enjoy. Let's talk about NFL, and I'll give it over to you guys.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm most passionate about football. It's pretty close between football, Monster Jam, and NASCAR for me. Like, ever since I was little, I've been a fan of all of them. But, as you guys can see behind me, I'm a pretty big Bills fan, have been for a long time. I'm actually wearing a Bills shirt right now, too. So, still repping the team after a pretty bad loss on Monday against the Broncos. I was actually at the game, which was a total surprise to me. I didn't know I was going until like 6 or 7 hours before the game. I literally had just flown back in from Anaheim that day too. But yeah, that was not a good game. I think it's the 6th game I've ever been to, and it was the first time we lost. So the undefeated streak of games I've gone to unfortunately came to a close on Monday, but nonetheless, it was a fun time. I'm so grateful that I was able to go, but yeah, now our playoff chances are not looking great right now. I believe we're the 9 seed, maybe even 10 seed right now. It's not looking good, but hopefully we can bounce back this week against the Jets, and I don't know, maybe we can have somebody in front of us lose, like hopefully the Steelers or somebody like that will lose that we can maybe pass, but
Oh, you already lost to the Jets. That's right.
we did.
Buffalo Bills, what happened?
Buffalo all
Man.
the way this time.
We're gonna have to.
Sir, number one, yes,
Is
sir. Yes,
that
sir.
an ugly bird in that?
TJ's gonna edit in a video from Bryce Kenny.
Buffalo Bills, what happened?
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't I love to know, Bryce? Wouldn't I love to know? I don't know what's happening. Ever since the game in London against the Jaguars like a month and a half ago, we've kind of sucked ever since. Like our only 2 wins since then was against the Buccaneers, which was really close, and the Giants, which was really close. Thankfully, we had that missed pass interference call on the last play, so we were able to beat them. But we lost to the Patriots, almost lost to the Giants, and besides the Panthers and Cardinals, those are probably the 2 worst teams in the league. So, yeah.
Aw, poor Max.
But like, what happened like 3 years ago between the Bills and the Cardinals, though?
He was really bringing up 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Buddy doesn't have anything better to talk about.
Oh, he can't talk about his team. They
Just
take
think.
Kyler Murray back.
Yeah, look, Kyler is back. He is still the GOAT. He is number one. We beat
Oh,
the
look at
Falcons.
that. It's the amount of games Kyler Murray's played this year.
Isn't it 3 though? I think he's actually played 3 games.
No,
That's
just
so
1.
funny. That is
Dude.
really he actually only played 1.
This was his
Yeah.
first game back from injury. Yeah.
Then- oh, I thought he
You
played
just
like the
ruined
first
my
2
joke,
weeks.
TJ.
I thought
Dang
he
it.
played like the first 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
he
tore his
played.
ACL last year.
Yeah, last
Oh.
December. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, enough about this garbage team now. How do you guys feel about how CJ Stroud and the Texans have been playing?
CJ Stroud is the offensive rookie of the year, and I think he locked it up with the 470-yard, 5-touchdown performance. And then you go the next week and come back to beat the Bengals. And I think it was an away game too.
It was.
Like you come back and beat Cincinnati, like that's top level. That's actually still a decent defense. And like it's funny because they tried to each throw, game-ending interceptions, but then CJ Stroud just came back, worked his way down the field, and they got that kick, the game-winning kick. Sorry, which there was five this week, 6 this week.
Yeah,
game-winning
something
field
crazy.
goals.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
Wayne, he
that's
was
okay.
cooking, buddy.
So
I'll talk about a winning team if you guys would
oh
like.
my goodness.
The Lions, little Ingrid D right there. The Detroit Lions only have 2 losses. More, Josh Allen, I think averages more turnovers a game than that. So, we had a close game with the Chargers. Our defense secondary decided to not show up that game. We also didn't sack Herbert the entire game. Herbert played insanely good. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery carried. Jared Goff looked great and consistent as always. He has been a absolute rocket quarterback. And they were able to pull off a last-second field goal to win on the road in SoFi. Bring the team to 7-2.
Stafford? You want to talk about Matthew Stafford?
I love Stafford.
But what happened, I want to say maybe 4 weeks ago against the Ravens?
Against the Ravens?
Yeah. Y'all got smoked.
Yeah, they had a
That was
stinker.
terrible.
Yeah, it was a bad game plan.
Hey, I just got to say, every one of the Bills' losses, at least I'm pretty sure, have all been 1 score. So at least we never got whooped by a team like that.
You lost to the Jets.
You think that's embarrassing, bro? We lost to the Patriots.
But that is embarrassing. The Patriots suck, man.
You did
Yeah,
let Mac Jones throw a touchdown on you. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, the Patriots have 2 wins, and one of them was against us.
Yeah, that's sad.
Hey man,
How's
I'm a
that?
Josh Allen fan. Josh Allen, outside of Detroit, Josh Allen's one of my favorite players. It just
Well, I respect that.
he's gotta, man, they gotta figure that out. They gotta figure out how to get him moving in the run. You have a run game now. That helps when you got a mobile
Yeah.
quarterback, man, to be able to move down the field. He's good outside the pocket. I know you
Mhm.
want to save him, but it doesn't matter if he isn't winning games. So
Agreed.
also losing, I think it's very understated. Losing Trey White and Matt Milano is huge. Matt Milano is arguably the best off-ball linebacker in the entire NFL. He was an All-Pro last year. It just, when you lose someone like that, like a leader on your defense, it hurts, especially because you don't got Tremaine Edmonds in the middle of that defense anymore.
And it's so crazy too. Like with all those things, I feel like our defense for the most part is like stepped up. I mean, they didn't look good on that last drive against the Broncos. The one time we needed a stop, they drove right down the field. But like other than that, especially in that game specifically, they were making stop after stop after stop, but our offense just couldn't get anything going. And it's crazy because like our only injury on offense right now is Dawson Knox, who really is like almost our second string tight end now that we have Kincaid. So it's really not. Yeah, and Kincaid's been balling, so it's not like that
No,
big
like
of a
Sam
deal.
Laporta, but
But yeah, it's just I don't know what's wrong with our offense. We let Ken Dorsey go finally, like I want to say 2 days ago as we're recording this. So
it was today.
Today? No, it wasn't.
No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's 12:30 a.m., but it was
okay.
today.
Well, no, it was Tuesday.
This morning. Are you
No,
sure?
it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
But
that
anyway,
guy, pal. You're not that guy.
It might have been.
I'm glad that he's gone. I know for the most part, like in situations like that, it seems like the coach or the coordinators end up kind of being the scapegoat. But I think it's pretty clear that he was not giving the best play calls and kind of as Josh was saying, he was holding Josh Allen back a little bit. So hopefully, our quarterbacks coach Joe Brady has now been promoted to offensive coordinator. So hopefully he can. I don't know much about the guy, but hopefully he can light a fire under Josh Allen and we can get this back on track because I think we've only got like a 30% chance of making the playoffs now. I'm still optimistic, but
or something like that, 33.
Yeah, I'm still optimistic, but I'm definitely not confident. So,
what's your thoughts on the Trayvon Diggs comments?
Oh God,
I'm out of there.
Yeah, and then he was saying something about how Josh Allen didn't start like popping off with the Bills till.
He brings up his rookie and sophomore year, like that's crazy.
I know.
And I can talk about how Stephon Diggs has his best years with the Bills, but
I know. Literally led the league in 2020, I think.
Yeah, it's weird to say like he had his best years when they gave him a number one receiver. That's such a weird thing to like act like that's a dig.
I know.
Diggs
and to be
like
fair, in I think it was 2019 when John Brown of all people was our wide receiver one. Like he had over 1,000 yards that year, and Cole Beasley was a solid second option. Obviously, he was still on the team for a couple years after that. Almost had 1,000 yards in 2021. I think he was like 30 yards away. So yeah, Cole Beasley definitely had his best ever season with the Bills after all those years with the Cowboys. But he's old now. I'm pretty sure he's a free agent, but I don't think anyone's gonna pick him up. But
we can talk about the Steelers, and then we'll go to the 2-win team.
So yeah, the Steelers,
yeah, you got arguably the best head coach out of all of our teams. I have insane respect for Mike Tomlin. What was your thought on the George Pickens incident?
Wait, there was an incident?
He posted on Instagram, unfollowed all the Steelers players, posted, said, free me type stuff. Yeah. Mike Tomlin said it was a pebble in his shoe, which makes sense because he did deal with Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
So, okay, what is your thoughts on the season so far? What do you feel like your team can improve?
Can we get a little bit? First off, they need to get Rick Hanna. He's terrible.
He's got that run game going now, though.
He does. It took
Jalen
half the year.
So good.
Yeah. And the combo is good. I really, the only thing I complain about is the offense passing is a little crap, even though they have Pickens. And I mean, we have had a lot of injuries, especially on defense. It's kind of starting to kick us a little bit. But I mean, we got TJ Watt TJ Watt, so we're good. I should remember that's my name, TJ. I'm ready for this week. Obviously tomorrow. Obviously, we're doing this on a Wednesday night now. It's Thursday because it's 12
Who do
a.m.
they play?
The Ravens play the Bengals tonight, at AK Thursday, and when the Bengals beat the Ravens and the Steelers play this weekend against the Browns, that will be whoever wins that game will be the league. Will be
Steelers
the
are
AFC
playing
North.
the Browns, you said?
Yes, and
Yeah,
whoever wins
Deshaun
that
Watson
game,
just went down with a season-ending shoulder surgery.
it
gonna
sounds like
be-
it's an
I
easy
believe-
win.
Oh yeah, that defense with the Browns is no joke, man.
It
That's going to
is.
be interesting. That
I
might
think
be a
we've
really
already beat
low-scoring
them.
game.
If I have to look back. I think we already beat them once this year.
Yeah, I believe it's Dorian Thompson-Robinson might be starting at quarterback.
As long as we make it this weekend, and if we win and the Ravens lose, as long as the Ravens lose, I really don't care. I could care less.
They did just lose to the Browns, I believe, right? They came back.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Browns won that one.
All right. Well, let's hear about the big win against Atlanta.
Max, buddy.
Go ahead, Max.
Hey, Riley, how do you feel that 3 years ago the Hail Murray happened?
The what? The Hair Murray?
The Hail Murray happened.
Can you explain what that is?
3 years ago with the Bills and the Cardinals.
But like, what's a Hail Murray? Can you explain that to the viewers?
Well, when it was like the last couple seconds of the game, Hail Murray just Hail Murray that ball, and
Hold the jersey out. This is like a chance to actually say what he
The
meant.
Hail Murray
Max,
is when it's
Max,
double.
Max,
Hopkins,
we don't
he
understand what
caught
this-
the ball.
Who's Hail Murray?
The
Yeah,
Hail
who's
Murray. The Hail Murray is when it's double XP weekend and Kyler Murray doesn't show up to practice.
Max.
He's
Murray.
talking about the DeAndre Hopkins catch.
No, I know that. I know.
I know. We're just making fun of him for saying
Uh,
Murray instead of Mary.
No, it's Murray. That's
It's
the
Murray.
Yeah, it's Murray's
yeah.
name.
well.
Everyone
Hail
makes fun of
Mary-
Wayne. Everyone makes
Hail-
fun of
The
Wow.
play is called Hail Mary, but this was a play on words because the quarterback's last name is Murray. So
Yeah.
I'm so stupid. I really just thought he was just saying it wrong.
no, I was just making fun of the very first time. It sounded like he said hair.
Yeah, it did a little bit. It
Well,
did.
that's what I heard. I heard Hair Murray.
But yeah, that was 3 years ago, man.
3 years ago. You don't even have
What is
Hopkins on your team anymore.
what is the Cardinals won in that time? I'm curious.
Yo, that year though, like even that year, if you want to go back 3 years ago, like between the Bills and the Cardinals, who made it farther in the playoffs that year?
Pretty
Everyone.
sure that was an AFC Championship game there for the Bills.
At least we made it, bro. The
That's what I'm
Cardinals didn't-
saying. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny too, because like 2020 is the year we made it to the AFC Championship, got beat pretty squarely. And then the next year we only made it to the divisional round, but we played the Chiefs way tougher. We should have won that. But
That was heartbreaking. The 13 seconds, man.
Mhm.
yeah. We would have won the
Somebody-
Super Bowl.
Can somebody
Oh,
tell
no.
me what's going on with my team, the Bucks?
No, there's nothing to talk about.
We didn't let you score a touchdown. You're welcome.
Okay.
They're okay. I think
Mike Evans is so underrated.
They have
I
Baker
know.
Mayfield. They're not good.
they're 4-5. I mean, you got
They're
to give
4
them
and 5,
some
yeah.
credit.
They're still in the fight for their division.
Yeah, they're
Oh
only
yeah,
a
their
game behind
division
the Saints.
sucks.
Who are they
right
tied with?
now.
They're just a game behind the Saints. I think the Saints are 5-5, and then the Bucks are 4-5. So
Okay. Not bad.
yeah, so
Not
they're
great.
still right in it.
Yeah, Saints 5-5, Bucks 4-5, Falcons 4-6,
Okay.
Panthers 1-8.
Dude, so Riley, the Lions have such an easy schedule moving forward. That's not
Really?
saying they're going to win every game, but they play the Bears, then they play the Broncos, I believe. Then they play the Bears
That might
again.
not be easy.
Then I think the Vikings, Saints, or no. They play Bears, Packers. They play Packers Thanksgiving. Then I think it's Saints, Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings.
Yeah, honestly, you guys are probably only going to lose like one, maybe two of
One
those
or
games.
two of
You
those,
guys,
yeah.
you guys actually might go like 13-4. That's just
They
ridiculous.
could have the 1 seed,
That's
man.
crazy.
But
they could.
up to this point, they've had the hardest schedule in football, and they're 7-2.
Well, hopefully the Bills can do you guys a favor and beat the Eagles in about a week and a half from now, but we will see.
It's a good matchup. I think that's a very favorable matchup because the Eagles have really been trying to shore up their secondary.
Right.
And Darius Slay has been playing up to his usual self this year. So they're trying to figure, you got to have someone to cover Diggs. You can't bracket him every time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the one thing, though, is the Eagles have a crazy good run defense. So
yeah,
it
they
all
do.
depends if you can get the ball moving on the ground.
Yeah, and James Cook, like, he's had at least 2, maybe 3 100-yard games. Then he's also had some games where he did, like, nothing. He's been very inconsistent, so hopefully he's on his game that day.
Some of that's offensive scheme from what I've seen.
Yeah. Just gotta let him
Genuinely.
cook, man. Just let him cook.
Let the cook.
Yeah. What do you think about James Cook, Max?
I'm a big cooker guy myself.
He's a person.
What about
That is true.
What about
do
Cliff
you think?
Kingsbury? He was cooked.
Yeah.
He's pretty chill, I guess.
Who's your new coach? I can't remember.
Jonathan Gannon. He was the old DC for the Eagles.
Oh,
He's
okay.
pretty good. I mean, like, he's got that team going.
Yeah, 2 wins, They're going.
Oh.
They did beat the Cowboys.
I know. I
They
still
did,
can't get
yeah.
over that. Yeah. And they were leading that game like the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, we're at 57 minutes here.
Yeah. Hey, I was just letting you guys have fun. Well, that was NFL talk. Anything else you guys have? Like topic wise before we end this do it talk?
We'll definitely be talking about our schedules next Do It Talk.
All
for
right.
sure. Also, how close are we from getting 500 subscribers on YouTube?
Pretty close.
We're going to be doing some giveaways, and we will talk about that next time.
Yes.
And how
All
we're
right.
doing
Well,
We're going to be giving away a real Monster Jam truck, guys, so just stay tuned.
Oh,
We're going to give away a piece of Riley's hair. We're going to just chop it off and give it to you.
I didn't volunteer for that.
make like the shocked face for the cover, guys. Go.
All right.
You ready?
Perfect.
that. Okay.
Yes,
That-
sir.
Wow. Well, guys,
That one's
this
going to
was
be
a good-
hideous.
This was a good hangout. I enjoyed it.
I agree.
Hold on.
Thank God bless the-
I'll do one for the Bills. My bad.
And I'll play this video just so TJ doesn't have to keep editing things in. So TJ, you keep talking for a second. I'll play it.
Well, I am TJ.
All right, here we go. You ready?
My bad. I can't do 8 of those for you, Max.
Here, I'll play it one more time so you hear it.
Buffalo Bills. What happened?
you tell him, Bryce.
There you go.
I still have to edit that in, but okay.
Well, I'm trying to make your thing easier so maybe you can post it tomorrow. But
Tomorrow, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, good one.
Tomorrow.
we'll
I
fire it
This
straight
shouldn't
out.
be too hard to edit.
No, every week. We're going to try every week.
Well, we'll keep this under an hour. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you watching the Do It Talk. God bless whoever made it 59 minutes and 10 seconds in. And hope you enjoyed our rant. We're the ranters of the day. And any final thoughts, anybody?
Shout out to Bane and Alfred, the demonic cats.
Thanks, Mitch.
Oh, yeah.
All
Shout out
right.
to Mitch.
Well, we had a good time. Viewers, we'll catch you on the rails.
Just do it.
Keep on doing.
And clear.